You are
Tide Hunter ban. Oh, really?
interesting. Instant tide
I
ban too.
I don't know about that.
Maybe they're just team fight. It's currently something Execration are lacking. Something that Tino runs.
And the Sand King.
Yeah.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
And the Pango. Ban the anything that does
5
mana burn
seconds
that is
remaining.
not a core hero. Sorry, a position 1 hero.
They might go IO with this on RSG in the 16th, 17th, IO plus 1, or IO plus their position 5, IO Bane.
Like
So maybe the Tide just prevents Tino's at the 18th if they don't pick his coming out, and more than likely they won't. Often we'll see, I think like 90 is pretty high, maybe like 85% of the time we'll see anyone with the 15th pick, they'll go for whatever support they haven't picked up.
Radiant team ban.
I'd agree with that.
Dire
Wouldn't even
team
hate to see
ban.
something like a Rubik this game. To be honest, I think Shanks has an excellent Rubik. And I know Hoodwink's normally played as a 4 instead of a 5, but Stone Gaze, great to steal. Arena, Spear, both great to steal so far. Just being able to lift people away from chain lockdowns as well. I think Rubik Aghanim Shard is
Timing.
a serially underpurchased item. Just so good
5
at being able to
seconds
break up a lot
remaining.
of these combos.
Yeah, we see Kishka is just on Lilgun, the only real player we see, like they actually don't mind giving him the Rubik at a decent amount. And when he plays the Rubik, he pretty much always prioritizes the Ag Shard early on. We've seen even just first item on him.
Yep. I know Maposhka plays at 5 for Spirit as well, and he really likes going that similar sort of build.
Did they play it recently in the finals?
They did. They played it once. But even before then, back 2 years ago, he was playing at 5. So it's not something new for him either.
Team pick.
Pretty standard bans, to be honest. Coming through from Execration. Yeah, I like it. Not quite as sold on RSG's bans, to be honest. The Sand King, yes, but Tide Hunter, no. Razor, not really. What are you worried about with the Razor
10
against as a
seconds
Medusa,
remaining.
right? Like you're going to be playing near your tower most of the time.
5
As a Mars,
seconds
prior to the
remaining.
BKB, you can just spear him away. If you run at a Medusa, you can just Stone Gaze, and then he has to stop. Like, I don't know, seems weird to me.
It could just be because earlier on though we did see Execration play the Razor into the Deucer, and it did look very good. Bob had a good game, and they won that.
I feel like that's because the lane went incredibly well for him in mid. Like he just had a free game. That's why.
Yeah.
Whereas this game, I feel like you have Mars as a good hero, so Mars can
Radiant
deal with
team
him
pick.
prior to BKB being available. I like the Bane as well for Execration, right? Like it's good against the Medusa. I love Enfeeble. I'm going to keep saying this. People are sleeping on Enfeeble. All you need is 1 point, 45% damage reduction for 8 seconds if you don't Manta it off or BKB.
10 seconds remaining.
Medusa's like all physical damage, so you need to make sure that you can cast that onto her.
5
And it's got a
seconds
huge
remaining.
cast range. Seems nuts to me.
Thinking if RSG do still go into this IO or not in the second phase. I thought it was going to be IO plus Bane. Well, it is a Xiao Bonbon hero they're looking for though, but you can always put. More than likely, it's going to be Roger playing with Mars if that's going to be the case.
I'd say the IO is still totally fine, right? You can put it in either of the lanes and it'll be okay. What would pair with it is the bigger question. What other support are we looking to go for? I don't want to see any other sneaky, like, 5 Mars coming out, like the Ember Spirit that we just saw. If they did, like, a Medusa 5. Alright, what do we got? Phoenix. It is a kind of counter to the Tiny, right? And something that can just stay far enough back that you're always going to be able to get off the Supernova. You've got basically 0 good egg hitters outside of the Tiny if he goes Moonshard, Echo Saber. But if you're hitting something that has, what would you call them? Like a specific number of hits needed to kill, like tokens or charges needed to hit, then you really nullify Tiny's impact, right? You could 2,000 damage, but it doesn't matter if it only takes off one chunk of Phoenix's HP inside that egg. So I like it. I like the Phoenix a lot here.
I wonder if they're considering a leaner on Execration. I think you have to go for your Supernova answer pretty early now, otherwise it's going to be banned out. And again, Bob really likes a hero. It's, I think, undervalued in Southeast Asia, but I like it versus a Dusa matchup. Natural BKB builder, which is nice versus Mars.
Dragon Knight.
I think the reasoning why they're going down this DK route is they want to end the game fast. They're going to hit a huge timing with Tiny and DK. You need a way to be able to take towers early without a dragon form, converting with the catapults, and you go from there. I think they're doubling down because Bane and Hoodwink don't have team fight, and you see RSG and you're like, they have 4 heroes that are very good at team fighting. We just can't avoid that. So we just go for a hero that's not as cooldown reliant. Yes, Elder Dragon form is kind of, but you can still take fights with Dragon Tail and get pick off. So I think Execration just going full fast-paced lineup and looking to end the game and not be cooldown reliant.
You still need the leaner though, right? Like you were right. It is a very good leaner game. The only thing you're worried about is the Mars essentially at this stage.
Remaining.
So maybe they were just wanting the Dragon Knight as well for something that's going to set up onto the Mars. You know,
Dire team back.
say, hey, the Mars is here. Start your boots of travel. Then you blink in, Dragon Tail, Light Strike, arrest him down before he's able to react to it.
I guess it's also...
Yeah, they're banning out
Radiant team
carries for some reason. They think this is going to be a mid tiny or something.
Yeah, I suppose so. Which, well, let's see, RSG, what do they go for? I think you need a way to start, another way to start fights with the Mars, because Treant Protector is a counter initiator, and Phoenix needs a way to go in. So if Arena's on cooldown, then it's a concern. So you want a low cooldown initiator that can get to the back line.
Yeah, and I feel like they wouldn't hate a Puck. You know, Puck's fine. You can snap coils with the spear, which is great. Another thing to hold people in place. I feel like the order that you're going to go in on RSG's side is very set in stone, right? If you get the great arena, sure, you're going to blink in and stun and all that. But a lot of the times it's going to be the mid hero that goes in, uses a lot of spells, tanks up a lot. Phoenix zips in on top of him, supernovas, and then when you get baited in, you blink in with the Treant Protector, Overgrowth, blink in with the Mars, stuns, and it just provides this insane wombo combo potential when all of the focus is being put onto that supernova.
So they go the X-Cylern Wind Ranger, which can be a way to start, but it's a little bit later.
Choose your hero.
I guess you go early level in Flame Break. Because the Wind Run can disengage away from the Batrider in the lane. But we'll see. I haven't seen this matchup in quite some time. But yeah, I have to imagine Bob's going to... The reason why it feels like it's playable just because with an early point in Flame Break to maybe get these kills.
I guess. I mean, again, this is another one of those lanes where you can just buy the wand, or the stick, rather, and it enables you to power shot a lot more frequently, get the better end of a lot of these trades. So yeah, I don't hate the Wind Ranger pick. I don't seriously hate the Batrider pick either, but even with the Firefly, you're not flying, so Mars is still going to make pretty quick work of you if he's able to get the arena off prior to you having the BKB. I'm probably going to say RSG for this one. I feel like their team fight is really good. I feel like the lanes are fine enough. Like the Phoenix and is going to help with the Mars, like it's Taylor's oldest time. They've got 0 egg hitters in my eyes for this lineup, and Treant Protector is going to assist the Deucer enough. So another 1-1 is my prediction.
I think the Tiny's a decent egg hitter. I don't think he's the greatest. I definitely think there's better, but you
don't want him to be hitting the egg, basically, is what I'm saying. You want him to be hitting people, doing actual damage.
That is 100% true. Yeah, 100% agree with that, that you're, like, all this damage, you want to be hitting heroes, but I think because they don't have anyone to hit egg, he's okay to do so, because you're going to have Echo, so at least you'll get 2 hits. You can build AC if that's required. You could even go Moonshard. So it's like, I agree that you have all this damage, and it's very similar like a Terrorblade. You have all this damage. You want to be hitting heroes. You don't really want to be hitting structures, but in a game like this, it's like, you can kill the egg. There are ways to kill the egg until even, I suppose, whenever Overgrowth is on, it's kind of a bit of an issue. But I too like RSG's lineup. I think Teamfight's something that's been very undervalued this patch. We've seen a lot of lineups trail away from this very heavy team fighting style. So it's going to be exciting to see. They just grasps. Why not?
They got the Observer Ward as
30
well, so
seconds to battle.
Bob, a little bit of extra experience to start off that mid lane. Very nice. The other thing as well is that an area that I thought maybe Execration could have potentially tried to punish RSG is that, I believe you briefly touched on it, but like they are very cooldown reliant, right? Like the Arena, 90 seconds, Overgrowth, 100 seconds, Supernova, 120 seconds, Stone Gaze, 90 seconds, right? So that's a long window, especially when you've got a
The
tiny...
battle
Oh,
begins.
actually, is DK dying here?
He's alright. Just eating a bunch of damage though. So Tino.
You get what I'm saying, right? Like they don't. You've got a Batrider and a Bane who also have pretty long cooldowns as well, and it feels like they're the ones that you need to be fighting around a lot of the time. I'm not even counting the Elder Dragon form because I feel like you get a pretty decent amount of uptime with that. But in reality, the cooldown for that's only like 50 seconds.
You see, it's Radiant. They're pretty comfortable with their heroes. Silen, Grandmaster, Jiang Bonbon, Grandmaster on the Phoenix, Xiao Yu, level 28 on the Mars. So, yeah, they got some heroes they know how to play.
You saying RSG as well?
Yeah, I'm saying RSG. I like teamfight.
I don't think
I've always
so.
been a big fan of it. I think that's something that's still going to be an issue for Execration, and games are starting to go a little bit later than what we saw at the earlier kind of weeks of patch, I should say. So I think they have some nice answers to the Tiny as well. Deucer is a very good matchup. We see how big of an issue Skadi can be. Can always stand his ground. The Sun Ray percent damage is always a bit iffy for the Tiny to play in. And I also think the Egg Shard is very, very nice on the Phoenix, especially at the level 15. I think we've seen a couple of Phoenix games with the changes to the shards being at 15 minutes, and every time we've seen them, he's gone for them straight away. I think the one in particular was when I think it was last Pro Series we were actually casting, and it was Zephyr playing the Phoenix, and he did the most damage. Yeah, you remember. Oh, top lane. Oh, it's actually bottom. Shank's going to be killed off, but Vincenzo not even going to die. Okay.
Honestly, kind of surprising that he ends up going down on that bottom side, especially this early, just with the Dragon Tail and the Dragon Blood. No points in the Breathe Fire just yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd be a little cautious here.
Alright, back down to bottom. Make sure him is another kill. Tino and Shanks. Relatively low, but Tino, of course, once you're able to find the levels, will be okay. 1 point in the Dragon's Blood. It's got the Bracer as well, and a couple of Tangos, so why not even give him a self? Tino, thank you, brother. Well, his mid matchup, excellent. 15 last hits at the moment. He's gone for a 1-2-1 build, and no point in Flame Break just yet for Bob. Keep tabs on that.
No bottle either for Exilone, just opting for the full wand. I like that. Gives him a little bit of stats as well, which is always going to be helpful. But the thing I was going to touch on as well was, I know you mentioned that they just wanted to be really aggressive on Execration, and that's even more amplified by the fact that Deucer can't really fight into this this lineup prior to BKB in my eyes. Like, you can have Manta style, but you're just going to frequently be using the Breathe Fire as well as the Enfeeble onto her, and she's just going to do nothing. Nothing at all. And so you're going to need to rely on all of your other ultimates and everything like that. So you can hope that you have like a 5v4 in your favor, because she feels like she still needs to farm. I'm actually going to make a conscious effort to look at Medusa's damage during all of these fights when they do eventually break out.
We're seeing she's having a relatively decent lane. Nothing crazy, even with Tino's last hits, but Roger has gone for 2 points in the leech seed. So it's something that they can definitely brawl in this. You see Roger get aggressive, just chuck out the snake, and all of a sudden the attempt from Execration to maybe get a kill or prevent Deucer from last hitting is instantly thwarted.
Bounty.
Got a little bit more brawling potential now. Actually going for the dive with the Band of Elven skin just delivered. They might be able to get this kill onto Tino, but looks like he's just fast enough to be able to get away. And Shanks actually going for the courier snipe on the way back. Don't think he should have his observer ward punished either. Only got 40 seconds left on it. Roger really wants to be staying in the lane as much as he can.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Early
Radiant
Glyph, what's going on?
structures are fortified.
Who's Glyph what? Both Glyph.
Bon was the one that did the Glyphon.
Was he?
Wait, no, never mind. Saw the Century World notification. I'm like, oh, okay, he's done it. We've been casting a lot of Dota in these last few days, so
Oh, I get it.
they all start to meld together a little bit.
Bon. Then Shenzo should be killed off here. Xiao Yu's going to try and wrap around to block off the retreat, but he goes to the right side instead from the Bane, so nice read. And actually now Palos might have an opportunity to step in. Has the boots movement speed. I don't think that's going to be enough damage. They need one more, and in fact Xiao Bonbon's going to pop a self, instantly cancelled, but they do catch up thanks to the slow. You get a slow you after you throw the tree. It doesn't say. Well, it's, I guess, the grab and then... Yeah. I don't know, it's an interesting tooltip, this.
25%.
Bottom lane, Shanks.
I mean, if you had a giant tree log hurled at your face, I'd be slowed. I'd probably be stunned.
Man, you can't use that logic because there's a lot... You know the goddamn trees and fire interaction, how they just changed that on a lot of heroes? I'm like, yeah, nah, Dota doesn't make sense anymore.
Do you remember when Cinderbrew only procced off of things that had, like, fire components to them? There was a very brief amount of time. Yeah, very brief.
Oh, that's why I don't remember it. Because it's new as well. I mean, so... No, I don't remember that. What the heck? Top lane, Palos. They got Spear. They got Shield Crash. Maybe a little bit more damage into Palos. And Xiaobonbon's even actually going to go for this.
Only other bats will know we're still here.
Can they... What do they got? Palos doesn't have
Got
toss.
tower damage.
Yeah, that's what they need to get the kill. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, Excellent is going to end up dying mid. So Bob, looks like they didn't get aggressive early with the flame break usages, but needed the lasso to try and help out afterwards. So there you go. 5 kills again for Execration to start. This is like another game we've seen this.
But this is the one where they absolutely need it to happen, right? Like the late game just is not going to go in their favor at all. So the fact that they've started out, it's great, but they need to keep the tempo going. There's no natural diffusal blade builders on their lineup, so it's naturally just going to be so much harder for them to go through MKS. He is at the bottom of the core net worth, though. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, have they made any stacks? They got one at the Ancients, nothing crazy. Xiaobonbon, you'd hate to step over the boundary. Looks like Palos going for a 203 build, so not even able to land the Avalanche at least. But he does have this Moonshard cuter for Palos, so I'm still trying to learn when it's you'll want this instead of something else. Is hold that thought. Excellent. Not going to be able to get Bob with the focus fire. Yeah, I'm still trying to determine when you want Moonshard compared to Echo. We both brought up this game. It's probably more of a potential just because the attack speed for the Supernova, though.
Yeah, I would say so.
Dire are scanning.
For me, I think the big thing is... I think I've touched on it, where you can afford to go the Moonshard if you've got some other form of...
Bottom lane.
Again?
MKS, yeah. Are they still going to... Nah.
They can't turn this. So yeah, if you've got like Coddle or if you've got an IO, even a CM, then you can probably afford to go for the Moonshard just naturally. You can see he's had to buy a Soul Ring, right? Because he just would not have the mana regen otherwise to be able to consistently farm. So it slows you down a tiny bit, but yeah, it is out of necessity he's had to do it.
Xiaobonbon. Oh no. Okay, I was going to say Excellent tried to break the nightmare from his support, so the Phoenix could get away, maybe put him in a position where he could be in trouble, but not the case as Execration continue to grow their early lead up to 6 kills and 2,000 net worth.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's staying relatively stable at that 2,000-ish mark, though. isn't exactly growing that much just yet.
It's about to. Palace is taking a stack and it's huge.
I love this from your Tiny.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's...
Dire's top
You have to
tower is
enable him
under
also,
attack.
and Execration continue to do that as top lane. Bob's gonna try and drag back
Radiant's
Xia Yu,
bottom
and
tower is under attack.
there's nothing he really can do. He's gonna pop a defensive arena out. They won't have the damage, and now Vincenzo, level 6 available. Excellent's gonna try and TP in to kill off Bob. He's got the Javelin procs, of course, but the Nightmare, oh no. He won't even tick out of the Fire Spirits as well, so Bob keeps it. Wait, Bob?
Power shot, power shot. Trying to get into
Radiant's
fog,
bottom
maybe going for the
tower is
super
under
long range.
attack.
No. That was a really optimistic attempt coming through there with dropping the arena for that. I mean, Phoenix at the time was only level 3, I believe. He's just bought the tome, so now he's up to 5. So a little bit more damage coming out, and finally going to have some value out of the Sunray. Not going to really have the greatest benefit for your Medusa, though, right? Like, it's going to be much more of an offensive tool or keeping the Mars alive in a lot of these early engagements.
Look at this though. Bottom tower's in a bit of trouble as you need the level 6s on Radiant. That is really what you are waiting for to start getting your first kills and win your first skirmish, but Xiao Bonbon's trying to soak bottom. The catapult should put him pretty close to it, so Roger's going to give him solo experience. I imagine the tome's coming out for the Treant.
No, I think... Is it? No, I'm pretty sure Phoenix bought it. He was level 3, and then he got to level 5.
Oh,
with the
well,
tome.
oh boy, that's not good.
Yep. Missing last hits on Siege Creeps is also not good, but he's got it.
It's more for fun than sport.
Alright, well, this is... Now RSG can defend bottom this next time they try and take a tower, because Tina's got Elder Dragon on form up shortly. So I think this is the way back in for RSG. You really would like to have Overgrowth. Oh, they're actually... Okay.
Dire's middle
Alright, well, we'll
tower
see.
is under attack.
Where are you going to path your way to with this smoke?
Sure what it's accomplishing, really, other than to maybe get up some super deep vision out of
Radiant's
the
top
cover,
tower
but
is under
look at
attack.
Shanks. He's there, ready to stack. You know, this is what Shanks does.
Oh no, Bob's going to block him off as well. So Roger doesn't even get a ward down.
Tower is under attack.
Bob, not... Okay, people drop the lasso, so they're going to force him at least to use the ultimate. 120 seconds without it, but Bob gets another kill. He's up to 4-0-1.
They're going to try and defend this bot lane. I mean, you've got Tino here with the Elder Dragon form popped. He's going into that little nook there to be able to avoid a lot of the aggression. You can see Xiao Yu. He's made his rotation down towards this bot side, just slowly trying to chip it away. I think they see him inside the trees, though.
They're going to be baiting the Phoenix. There we go. Supernova Arena combo. It's just going to kill off Tino, but you stop them from taking the tower. Oh, no. It's going to tick. Oh, he got it as well. Oh, no. And on mid lane,
Xiao Yu.
Vincenzo's going to be in trouble, so he'll look to TP out on the Bane. They will not have a way to cancel that, but they're chasing Xiao Yu down. Bob's been able to stack up the sticky napalm, and Bob is really starting to get out of hand. Top of the net worth on the Batrider, and they do not have an answer to him.
Thinking maybe they might have been able to get a kill onto Palace there. Actually going for a bit more of an aggressive play. Is he going to get this toss off? Ooh, not quite landing on the shackle.
Shanks wants to enter the fight.
Let's see what we do for them.
Beautiful bushwhack puts Execration in a position where they can step into the middle as Vincenzo Fiends groups out. They can't cancel it with a safe distance, so Bob's up to unstoppable, man. Oh no.
The one plus side is that they have been able to make a little bit of space for MKS. But yeah, not being able to deny that tower, having a Tiny with not quite yet the Moonshard, but he's got the money for
They're
it.
wrapping around. Tino, he's going to be able to jump. They need to control excellent for the duration. Oh,
nice Nightmare.
no. That was actually...
Oh, wait, never mind. It's my bad. I thought it was a teammate. It was that good.
Oh no, Vincenzo, the 6-man on RSG. And now Shanks is in trouble. Alright, here you go. A couple of mistakes, giving some golden experience back
Bob's
to
here.
Radiant. But Bob, he's got the blink, he's got the lasso, he's going to look to pounce onto Xiao Yu. He might be able to spear push someone away or even gets lucky for the haste, but great flame break timing from Bob.
Man, you couldn't have timed that better.
I know,
really
dude,
thought
I
that
know.
that nightmare was.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The perfect nightmare. I'm like, God damn. That's. He's just so used to being this saving support. This is already already moonshot. Not the craziest timing. We have seen maybe 45 seconds faster, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good for Palace, nonetheless, as mid lane. They're still trying to take the tower, but these aren't the greatest heroes. Overgrowth setting up for a decent amount of damage through the sun ray, so Tino's being chased down along with Bob, and here we go. This is what we were asking for. Radiant, their tower defense is pretty solid when they can combine together with some of their ultimates.
When they're not wasting their ultimates as well. They've still got the supernova available. Tiny having to be very careful about what his positioning is. A little surprised that they didn't try and continue to commit onto that mid tower. Of course, very important to be able to invade the Execration triangle. You've got a Medusa, you've got a Phoenix. Both two heroes that can take up some of these big stacks pretty quickly.
Yeah. Like you said, Deuce has just been having a bit of me time across the map. So MKS has almost got the Manta completed. It's going to be nice versus the Enfeeble, versus the Breathe Fire. You can also just get a lot more farm as well with sending the illusions down to the lane, so you can kind of keep up with how much the Tiny's getting.
About equivalent level-wise across the two heroes. Of course, Tiny spending a lot more time fighting, and it's resulted in a lot of kills, but yeah, like you said, now the do so with that Manta style will look to try and make plays around the map. Just, is Jabba going to be able to get away? Looks like he is, and he's got the Kaya finished for himself. I really want to see him just get a magic stick. Not even the one, just the stick. I mean, you're against a Bat Rider, might be the difference between you being able to dive away or not.
Exception.
Might be time though for Radiant to take a fight. Or maybe if they take a fight, then it gives Execration a window to get objectives. It's a very hard position to be in early on when you've got these kind of lineup that's cooldown dependent.
Yeah, but you've taken no towers, so you kind of need something to happen on the map, and they feel like with the Manta style, they're going to be able to do it on the top side. Bottom tower, though, you can't leave a Tiny, especially a Moonshard Tiny, just free on his own for too long.
Well, they're TPing mid. You got top, instantly looking to defend, but nice scan. Looks like they will see, they don't know who, but they get confirmation that someone is TPing in to defend.
They see Tino underneath this ward, though.
Not an easy kill. They need the Sunray. They really need that percent damage. Vincenzo's on the outskirts as well. Palace is wanting to step in. He just needs a window of opportunity. Excellent though with the double damage rune, so Bob's gonna try and deal with the Wind Ranger as best as possible. And Overgrowth to hold them back, and now with the Supernova in the middle, they need to convert, but look at Xiao Yu trying to use the Bulwark. The spear as well is perfect. Oh, Xiao Yu's done it. Now they've got the Sunray for round 2, but no one's locked in place. So they're trying to turn to Palace, but they use everything. They got nothing out of it. There's now Execration. They can jump in. They'll get rid of Xiao Yu. Do they have a jump? Yeah, Tino. But Xiao Bonbon's already back to the tower. Bob's got blink in a couple of seconds. They gotta be cautious. The tower does a decent amount of damage. No way. Okay, Xiao Bonbon just...
Nicely done, nicely done. And all the while, MKS is farming. So that's another one of these team fights where you had a 5-on-4 and you're still able to come away with something. You know, you don't lose a huge amount. Well, actually, the tier 2 tower being lost is kind of big.
Oh, you say that. They did lose 2 cores as well and didn't get any kills. And now you've...
But it looked nice.
It looked nice, but you're also probably going to lose mid now as well because your ultis are on cooldown. But are actually playing this one a little bit more passive.
That's one of those moments where I think Dusa had her Manta Illusions up on the top side, but opted to go back to the jungle. This is one of those situations where I'm like, look, if you want to farm, if you want us to make space for you, that's all well and good, but force them to lose something rather than just being this passive hero inside your own jungle the whole time. Bob just standing inside the trees. Oh no, Xiao Yu just missed. Did they even see him?
That's a great question. I don't think so.
It's not.
And our mid Bonbon might be in trouble.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant
Starting to
structures are
come to help
fortified.
defend it, but
you don't have TPs on Mars and Wind Ranger. They can't come to defend this. So hopefully the communication is there from the team. Do you know the fireball itself does, like the first tick of damage happens twice? Like when it lands plus the tick after that?
Did not know that.
Just a little bit of a
So there's
tidbit there.
instant damage.
Instant damage plus then another bit of instant damage, if that makes sense.
Uh-oh, they might fight now. Arena on cooldown along with Overgrowth. Sunray! Oh no, now Bob's looking for an opening.
Some of my stash.
You gotta give this up. Yeah, they can't defend it. And that's sure. No, they're gonna jump. They had the ward. Shackles. They'll hold them back. Supernova, they're just gonna kite to the right side instead. They might get Tino, or they might not even, as Palos, beautiful defensive toss, position him out to safety. And they're hunting the backline, Palos, trying to find Excellent on the retreat.
Certainly isn't the RSG that we were seeing all throughout the DPC, right? They always seemed like they were so well connected, but we've seen a number of times now that you're just walking in and trying to get an ultimate off when the big strength of you comes from coordinating everything to go together. You see the Phoenix just waiting with the tome on the courier still until he's got enough for that Aghanim shard. Of course, with the Sunray, it's going to be incredibly effective as... Oh, he's going to get away. Didn't have the lasso anyway,
but...
but...
MKS. They need the Fiend's grip. Oh, they might not even... All that mana slowly getting drained thanks to Vincenzo's ultimate. Beautiful from Execration. Oh, they're not going to think about it. I was thinking as well with how they were starting to path their way to the pit, but...
I mean, he's probably going to 4-hit the tower at top. Or mid.
They're under a ward. Xiao Bonbon, uh-oh.
This is ballsy, Vincenzo.
Xiao Yu, okay, maybe baiting. Nightmare's going to buy Tino a little bit of breathing room. Arena trapping in two, but they don't have the abilities to follow up. Maybe that's where Ceiling can come into play. Another toss, but it will not matter as Tino's killed off.
Still alive.
Tree throw, oh my god. Oh, Xiao Bonbon just lives, but Bob's on the hunt. Onto the high ground he goes. Lasso drag back, even chucks out the flame break at the same time as Bob doing it all in that fight. And in the end, it's a 5-man wipe when all things are said and done.
I just don't know what RSG are doing, man. I feel like they have the tools to be able to respond to this, but they just trickle in a little bit at a time. Too much pressure being put on the map either when you've got a decent way to be able to take towers. Mars plus the Medusa when she gets to this stage is still quite dangerous. Close to that Skadi though. That'll be a pretty big timing coming through for the Medusa. She'll probably have level 18 around that time as well.
It's 8,000 net worth lead now for Execration. If I have to imagine if they win the next fight and ultimates are not available for RSG to defend the pit, then Execration would just walk in.
Yeah. It really does come down to, honestly, maybe even making a mistake, right? Like, I feel like you just need to coordinate everything really well on RSG.
Oh, Shanks. Well, they are definitely a team that can coordinate well. We've seen in the past, and you are getting to the stage where, like, Xiao Bonbon will do a lot of damage if the Phoenix is not addressed. He's got Kaya, he's got Aghanim Shard, he's got that Spell Amp as well at level 10. We haven't, again, seen the ideal fight for RSG, but it can come. We've seen it before.
Seen them get close. Gonna go for a 5-man smoke here. Yes, they will. The first time they're actually fighting fully together as a team. Let's see what Vincenzo's read is like. Standing to the right-hand side, near his vision. Will wrap around. Could still be successful. Project going for that observer ward placement. Ooh, ooh. There we go. This looks like they're going to be able to dodge it.
Oh, okay.
Mid 2 on towers, still a pretty good price though. Opening up the... Well, preventing the Roshan siege a little bit, but they're actually going to go for a counter smoke here. Does Tiny have a way to connect? Yes, he does. He wants to see if he can farm the BKB in the meantime, but backstab.
They're going to run back into them.
Manta's already been used as well. Let's see then, Feeble Vincenzo. This fight I have my eyes on Medusa and her damage that she's doing.
Gonna try and catch someone else on the retreat. Xiao Bonbon is maybe trying to pop a smoke. Oh, this is such an awkward position. Oh. Okay, he's alright.
Easy.
I'm setting up bottom.
Never in doubt.
Oh my,
Oh!
what was... Okay.
Lucky.
Does he,
grenade?
no way he still goes for this. Bob?
Okay. You did have to use Arena and Focus Fire, so there's that. But I feel like letting Mars get BKB is a pretty big mistake. You know, he's going to be able to shrug off a lot of what Execration are trying to throw at him outside of the Tiny and maybe even just, you know, pop his Bulwark up, soak up a lot of that damage.
A windfall upon
Yeah, they're still playing around bottom thinking someone else is going to come to defend, and well, Xiaoyu's doing just that. He's probably the more difficult hero to kill, and you see they're a bit indecisive. Vincenzo didn't want to use the ultimate. Shanks wanted to use the ultimate, so what can they get out of the map? Top's getting instantly pushed in for the Medusa, mid shoved out as well.
Boss is coming.
Uh-oh.
Careful, Xiaoyu. Not too far forward now. Doesn't have the blink though. No way to instantly get on top as Xiaobonbon spot out Vincenzo. This is a lot committed for a 5.
Yeah, and, yeah, even more now with the BKB from Silern. So they should be able to get the kill. Vincenzo's taking quite some time. They got the last help at the last second. Xiaobonbon might be forced to use a defensive supernova to hold the back, and he's going to do just that. As they need to retreat from the area. Tino's actually going to jump in to get the kill. Is it going to cost him his life though? And Kiss doesn't really have the damage at the moment.
Get in front.
No way to go through the dragon's blood. Oh, but Palace, he wants to step in as soon as the stone gets expires. They have the arena. Tino's going to be controlled for the moment. It's all on Palace to see if he can turn it around. The BKB is soon to expire, but it will not matter. Look at Palace go, standing in his ground. Bob's going to fly back in. And Palace, he might not even die. They cancel the Sunray. Palace is doing it all. Oh, Palace gets the gem. The tips are well deserved. What a hero.
It's literally the difference between a couple of seconds. He had the Fire Spirits up in a couple of seconds. He had the Sunray in a couple of seconds as well. Probably would have been enough to be able to take out that Tiny as well as keep the Medusa alive, but wasn't going to be the case. Palace, again, flawless this game so far. Top of the net worth, hasn't died, constantly getting kills throughout the map. It's still not Roshing. Surely you Rosh with this.
Mi fa, mi kill.
It's a nice little tool for Vincenzo to have. The Psychic Headband, never mind, he sends it back to base.
Oh, the gem. Go get a wolf. Dude, Bob, what the hell? He just bought out for this Octarine. My guy's rich. How do I get as rich as Bob?
Dive the enemy base and fail.
Is that how?
Yeah.
Fail and
you
be
win some, you lose
rewarded?
some.
Yeah. Right.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh. It's, after 13,000 now. Still, we haven't really seen all the ultimates combined together, but you're starting to have the BKBs, and it's not like the Deuce is at the stage where if they don't target her and instead target the Supernova, she won't really make them pay without, I think, another damage item.
Banks is just escorting this creep wave right now. They're trying to get someone to feel comfortable to come out onto this bottom side underneath the smoke. For Tiny to 2-hit them. To me, though, it feels like, yeah, you need to make sure you're giving Xiaoyu at least a little bit of farm, right? It's gotten to the stage where he needs to be picking up that BKB for himself. Force the glyph out. Also force,
They're gonna go back.
They do. I mean, Mars can TP back and sell his Quelling Blade. No reason to hold it right now. I guess the hoodwink, but...
Oh, Tino's got...
Tower?
Okay.
Another smoke. The fake back. What are they going to be able to catch?
It's currently...
The vision they've got really is on the bottom side of the map, though.
Yeah, Vincenzo hasn't got a ward. Hoodwink ain't got a ward either. Tino is
Radiant's bottom
They just cut
tower
mid and
is
get
under
out.
attack.
They really want their lanes in a position where they can make a player, but with top hitting tier
Yes.
2,
Be careful. Alos was having a look at his experience there. He would have seen it creeping up. So he would have known that you had a Medusa farming in the general vicinity. I say, just go and hit the tower a couple of times. It'll die.
stalemate though.
Yeah, they're wanting the Silver Edge on MKS. It did feel like while he was able to tank through a lot in that previous team fight, the damage output wasn't quite there just yet. Now with the Silver Edge, it certainly will be. Got to be careful to actually wait until it comes out, though. Look at that. They got the high ground advantage.
Oh, Palos just
no.
steps in and almost 2 hits the tree
got the
protector.
overgrowth.
He's forced to use the overgrowth very early on, and now it can't protect the supernovas. It's a simultaneous jump. They're going to put Medusa on the high ground. Oh no, that's not where she wants to be. They need to cancel the Fiend's Grip, but they don't see Vincenzo. So all of the ultimates completely wasted. A DD in the river, and they cancel the TP. So MKS, he's stuck on the high ground. Oh no, Sillen's going to try and TP out. No lasso, no Fiend's Grip. But that should be Roche. They might even be able to add another kill to the tallies. Tino jumps over the tree line, runs into Xia Yu, and yeah, Palace is already starting on Roche.
Finally, 30 minutes in, first Roshan with a Tiny with this amount of damage. Hindsight is 2020, right? But I feel like there's more than one way to go up onto this dire jungle area. It's much more likely that this sort of area, considering it's safer, closer to the Execration towers, that it's going to be warded. I feel like maybe if they went the left way around, the full wrap around, they could have probably got up their own vision a lot more reliably and taken a team fight where they got to start things. Does kind of feel a little bit like, you know the sequence of events that I was talking about in the draft, where it seems pretty obvious to me what RSG's order of actions needs to be.
Yep.
The first component of that was Exilern going in first, and it really does feel like if he does that, he's just suicidal, to be honest.
Yeah, like the Wind Ranger, you need to snowball, and even if you're snowballing, it's almost like you need to jump in, tank spell after spell, and you're going to die a couple of times, but also you're really hoping to survive. And the Wind Ranger doesn't do that. Like, you want to be getting kills on the backline, on the supports, and going from there. Like, you are actually wanting someone else to cause chaos and get the distraction. Xia Yu, push back. Look at the sun ray damage, man. Palos, okay. Now Bob's even going to be killed off as well. This is a really good start for RSG.
3 seconds for Supernova.
Palos, let's see what they can do. He's got the BKB available, but he can't TP out. The break is there, and oh my, RSG. That's a crafty way to start the fight. There's now Roger. He's jumped over the triangle. They might tick out here. They have the boomerang, but just sidestep Shanks, and he won't even land the combo. So, dude, this is another time we're seeing Xia Yu. I don't know what's going on. I haven't played the Mars in a very long time. All I know is they got rid of this bulwark spear mechanic. I've seen him still do it multiple times, but I thought they patched it out. So it has to be something else.
Does it go through... Did it go through the back of him, or did it go through his side?
I don't...
Because
Okay,
if you click on your portrait, then it works. Like, you click on where Mars is, like, bobbing his head around, or where you're actually using the spear, it goes out in a different direction.
I'm not sure. All I can see is like that fight before the Tiny. He popped bulwark. He jumped in like behind the Tiny and speared. So
I didn't see it. I'll look at the stream. I was looking somewhere else because I didn't think they had any chance of dying up there.
Well, you were speaking about the counters, percent damage. That's counters, and Sunray is 6.25. So yeah, that is there any better than that?
Probably not. I mean, the thing is, he's gone for a Lotus Orb, which, I mean, it's okay, of course, against Fiend's Grip, Enfeeble, Lasso, Dragon Tail, etc., etc. I think Japabon really needs a BKB. A lot of these team fights are gonna rely on him, and if you can make it so that you need to use, for example, a Lasso or a Fiend's Grip onto a Phoenix, it's a pretty big deal, considering you're going to need to run through an entire team fight.
Even Xiao Yu's going Lotus Orb as well, so it seems... Of course, the armor is going to be a huge benefit against someone like the Tiny, but they must really just want the Dispellers and potentially to be able to protect the Deucer on the front line.
Let's have a look at what that means for the win prob, though. It was down at 6% just, what is that, 3 minutes ago? All the way up to 32 now. We saw yesterday in the Team Spirit series, they were given an 8% win probability with a tiny. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. This is not 8%.
Do not make that mistake. A tiny is always a bit higher than that. For RSG, we've been speaking about the entirety of the game. I know it's only a 12,000 deficit. Like, it's still a bit far away for RSG. Yeah, but the big thing is that we've always seen them not only be able to take really good team fights, but also crafty fights where sometimes they're down and out. They don't have crazy team fight, but they can somehow string some really cool abilities together in a disadvantaged position where they can find a way back in. Like that last fight was one of them. It was a bit of a window, but Yamaz jumps in with Bulwark. His spear pushes back. They use Sunray. Arena very early on to control the respawn of Aegis and make sure no one else could jump in to protect him, kind of putting the Bane on the other side. And that's just something we've come to love from RSG. Like, they're a lineup that executes. When they have a lead, they often don't lose, but when they're behind, they will find these really crafty ways to find a way back.
And in this game in particular, their high ground hasn't been breached yet. You know, and you've got some of the best heroes at being able to protect that. Mars, of course, for the spear back deeper into the base. Treant Protector for obvious reasons. You've got a Phoenix, you've got a Medusa, great at that long-range defense. So it's kind of hard to get up into this unless you've got that double life or you get the pickoffs beforehand. And, well, what playing up on this top side of the map does is, in order to kill these people, to be able to take objectives, you need to be up here. So it creates this little bit of a weird situation where you can't be two places at once. See, this is where the Underlord would come in handy. This is where you kill them up there, then you go straight back down.
Under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is
Roger
under
just
attack.
on defense.
MK.
Right
No,
now.
MK. Okay, he saw the sticky on the high ground. Well
He's
aware.
kind of sticking around, though.
Bob's got the gem.
Oof, how did he not see him? It's nighttime. And yeah, instant TP back.
They might re-smoke. The lane, they kind of need to with bottom mid. Maybe they can push mid out at the same time.
They can use Manta for it.
Oh, they're tipping to the outpost. Look at this. Look at this. They're actually going to look to play pretty fast on Execration, but they're going the other way.
Expecting maybe that in the lead up to the next Roshan, this is maybe where Execration would look to be playing. Just taking control of that triangle, giving them the easier avenue to see when RSG are prepping to Roche. But we're able to deal with a couple of those creep waves. Palace will very quickly start shoving it back in again, though. So, hold on. Medusa doesn't have a TP. This would be a pretty big deal. You can see that it's coming out on the courier now, but still 35 seconds away. If she ever reveals on the lane, they'll know this.
And the lanes are still in a position where they can't really get anything out of this. I mean, they haven't pushed in bottom, honestly, mid for quite some time. And Tino's pretty goddamn farmed. I mean, you see there's about a 7,000 net worth disparison between the position threes. Tino's 4, 4, and 13. With this Aghanims, you do really start to scale well.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And thinking about an Iascardi on Tino as well, so that's going to be proved to be quite an issue for him to ever be killed off. And it's nice because you don't really have anyone else that's a Scardy builder. Like we don't see it on Tiny, even in like pretty good matchups. Of course, Batrider never can. You don't have a support that can go ridiculously greedy. I don't think I've ever seen a support go Scardy, to be honest, even in like, the perfect game. So I like it a lot from Tino.
Medusa gone Butterfly? Okay, she has. So I understand the MKB purchase from Palace. I kind of do want to see him go the Aghanim Scepter as well, though, right? We've seen it in previous times. Oh no, they used the Fiend's Grip onto a illusion.
Hate to see it.
They saw that. That'd be pretty big. It's a really nice way to take a team fight. Now you're not so worried about popping that BKB early on.
They saw much.
Out of out. Just able to. Oh,
that was a yeah. All right. Well, good old psychic headband. That was a long-range lasso. He's got the Octarine as well. So it's yeah.
Yes, he force-stuffed himself as well, I guess.
40 seconds. Let's see if they can utilize this though. You can
Boss, saying please help us.
I don't. Oh no. All right. There's this speed pushback once again with the Sunray. They need to chain control. They're not going to get it. Still, Tino's taking a lot of damage. Silen's trying to focus him down at the moment. They're actually looking to retreat on Execration. The TP up will be successful. Vincenzo won't make it. But MKS with the Stonegate's movement speed is continuing to chase. Have they got the vision for Palos?
I'm not opposed.
No, they don't see him. They don't see Palos. In fact, he wants to step back in.
MKS.
They see MKS. The Medusa's in trouble. The rest of Radiant need to get in the neighborhood. They won't have the Sunray for the bonus health. Back onto MKS, and look at the combo, Palos! Oh my lord, the Avalanche is controlling everyone. As Palos cleaving numbers down. He's even going to toss Bob closer to the middle, or maybe to his death. Bobby! He's saying like, brother, I don't want to be there, but Palos, he still wants to fight. They bought back on MKS, but Palos doesn't give a damn. Standing his ground, taking numbers. You gotta respect Palos at the moment, maybe even Silen as well. They're gonna jump once again, avoiding the Medusa. Disarm is out, Men is starting to be burnt. Dusa needs to be cautious. She just bought back. Dusa, get out, MKS. Oh my.
Big net worth swing going back the other way, though. Bob uses his buyback, but without that Phoenix, you are not anywhere near as concerned on Palace. Does he care about backdoor protection? With the living armor, it'll be a little bit harder, but certainly not hard enough for Mr. Rockman.
Radiant structures are fortified.
No buybacks on RSG. 3 were used prior. Mr. Rockman now has MKB coming out on the courier.
Kind of feels like you just need to wait out these death timers, hope that they don't feel compelled to continue their push, and with that, Roshan is coming back up. Aghanim Shard available on him. You'd have to imagine Bob's going to be crying out for that next Aegis, having bought back previously.
They're coming.
MKS revealing on the lane.
They got a good ward by the secret shop on the high ground. Power shot's going to give them information. MKS has to charge in the middle and needs to free up the slots, but the Nightmare's going to prevent him from getting anything. And now if they can get the Phoenix, oh no, the Lotus Orb toss. The Supernova's out with the speed combination. Look at the damage. Oh my lord. He just burnt the Tiny to a crisp. Now they get the Dragon Knight. There's a window of opportunity. Palos needs a tree, but there's no tree, so he's just going to try and do it the old-fashioned way with the right clicks, with the combo. Now they've got the lasso as well. The Deuce has got no reinforcement. Soon to be a dieback and soon to be game. There's Execration. All they have to worry about is Silen. And he might get Bob. Alright, maybe Silen getting a freebie out of this. Glimmer Cape last second and the Fiends group. Oh no. No buyback on Silen. 5 down. G's a cord. And man, that's a huge series for Execration. RSG coming into it. A lot of people probably would have been putting them top 2. But the fact that Execration take this 2-0 is huge for them in the standings.
Absolutely. They were able to get that turnaround after, I'm sure they weren't expecting to be dropping a game in the previous series there. RSG, they felt a little disconnected. I wonder if it means, obviously they were going super hard. They were taking things uber seriously during the DPC. Maybe they've taken a little bit of a backward step. Hearing rumors that's why Talon, for example, aren't in the Pro Series. They're just wanting to play it a little bit more chill, not get burnt out. But if they are still, going all in, then it leaves me a little bit of areas for worry. Execration perhaps as well, just really putting on their try-hard pants as well, considering they were relegated down to that Div 2. But, at the end of the day, a result is a result, and big congrats coming through from Execration. I thought that across the board it was a pretty good performance. Vincenzo probably the biggest standout there. And you have to wonder, I know he played Phoenix back in the day, but Zhao Bonbon, there was a couple of times there where he just didn't use his spells quite in the right order. If you start channeling your Sunray and then you use the Supernova, your Sunray still goes, and you also get it refreshed after the Supernova pops. But instead, he would use it. He would use the Supernova, use the Sunray, and then by the time it pops, the Supernova was still going, so it doesn't actually refresh it again. And maybe that would have been the difference. We saw how effective it was as a tool for doing damage this game. He did the most damage on his team on a Phoenix, so pretty impactful spell. Didn't work out this time though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see though if other teams look to implement this strategy of the Phoenix counter to the Tiny, because we did see percent damage was a huge way to deal with him. And I know the hero is not really popular at the moment. It's exciting to see at least some different heroes to look to innovate and how to deal with the Rockman. Because, I mean, we've seen it. Did we see it in every game today? We might have at least 5 games. It was something crazy. But yeah, in the end, Execration 2-0. And this is, yeah, a big series for them because now they're going to be near the top. I believe they'll finish 4-1 for, they can't finish 4-1. They're going to be
5-1.
5-1 at the end of the day, so they will be ahead of Army Geniuses. So yeah, this puts him in a really good position after day 3 of phase 2.